So we are officially in 2026 now, and I decided to change things up for my photography this year. I know I'm about 1.5 months too late for this, but happy new year to everyone out there. So I decided to finally purchase my dream digital camera, the Fujifilm X-Pro2, which at this point I've been dreaming about for over 5 years now. And after only a few weeks of using this camera, I can already say it was worth every single euro that I paid for it. If you are a frequent viewer of my channel, you might already know that I love shooting on film, especially with my Nikon F3. And in the previous year, 2025, I almost exclusively shot on film. What motivated me the most to switching over to shooting some digital and not solely on film anymore was the time and cost advantage over shooting film only. To be honest, I was getting kinda frustrated with paying over 100 euro every month for film and developing costs and then having them to rescan to my liking at home. I mean, I work a normal 9-to-5 job and I also have to take care of my household, so usually there's not a lot of time left for my creative hobbies. And I think 90% of you guys out there can relate to this feeling. That's why I decided to switching over to shooting mostly digital now, because it saves lots of time and money, and I can use that little spare time that I have in a week for being out there shooting and taking pictures. And then on top of that, my Nikon F3 started to produce these weird reoccurring light leaks, which I couldn't explain for a long time, but now I was able to fix it, so I'm gonna make a video about it very soon in the next video. But that also led to me being more and more frustrated with shooting film and not really knowing if I get the shot or not. So this is where the Fujifilm X-Pro2 came into play. I really wanted a digital camera that inspires me and feels like shooting with a film camera, and the X-Pro2 really ticks off all those boxes for me. First of all, I love how tactile and in the moment the Fujifilm X-Pro2 makes me feel while shooting. To change any exposure settings, you don't have to look at an LCD screen. Instead, you can use one of the tactile and analog feeling dials on the body of the camera or even the aperture ring on the lens itself, which makes this whole experience shooting on the X-Pro2 really feel like shooting on a film camera for me. And on top of that, you have this nice optical rangefinder-style viewfinder, which I've been taking my pictures of almost 90% of the time while I'm shooting. 90% I leave the LCD screen turned off, and just from time to time I click the preview button on my camera to see if my focus and exposure came out the way I wanted them to be. And I gotta say, I really love the reassurance you get from this feature compared to shooting with the film camera. Combine all of that with the famously known Fujifilm colors and recipes that take out the time-consuming editing at home, and I finally found my everyday carry camera setup, which really brought back my enjoyment of photography. With its also beautifully looking body combined with its surprisingly light weight, it makes the perfect everyday camera for me, which I can take everywhere and have the camera that fits my needs for my style of photography. And I gotta say, the weight part is a huge one for me. As someone who has regular neck pain problems, I'm really happy to say that it's no problem for me carrying the setup around my neck all day long without experiencing any pain or problems. Even combined with the Godox IT30 Pro flash, it's not too heavy for me and I can carry this setup around everywhere. This has also to do something with the perfectly balanced weight distribution that is provided by the perfectly aligned strap attachments for the camera strap. Believe me, it sounds like a small thing, but it makes a huge difference, and I never had a camera that feels this comfortable and flush sitting on my chest while carrying it with a short strap. It lets the X-Pro2 sit really flush onto my chest, and it's really comfortable to carry around everywhere. Before the X-Pro2, I tried this approach for an everyday carry camera with the Konica C35 mini film rangefinder camera. But because of this tiny detail with the badly placed strap attachments, this whole everyday carry camera setup with the Konica C35 fell apart for me. Even though the Konica C35 is a bit lighter than my X-Pro2 setup, I still experienced pains after only 1 hour of carrying it because it didn't sit flush on the body and it wiggled around a lot, which makes a huge difference in comfort and my neck problems. So I'm really happy and surprised how comfortable and lightweight this X-Pro2 setup feels while carrying it around my neck, and I couldn't be more happier about it. This tiny detail really allows me to be out there shooting without any discomfort or distraction. And with that, it really starts to feel more like an extension to my eyes than a tool that is holding back my creativity and productivity of my photography. I had the X-Pro2 only for around 3 weeks now, but I already feel like I got more pictures that I like out of it than, for example, 3 months of shooting in the previous year. Probably also because I have this thing with me every time I go outside the house now, which is also the whole point of photography for me, capturing those beautiful moments in everyday life. Now, talking about the price of this camera is a hard pill to swallow. Even though it is now officially over 10 years old, the prices on eBay still lay around 700 to 800 euros for the body alone. At this point, I gotta give a huge shout out to the friendly seller that I was buying my X-Pro2 from. He was kind enough to bear me a small discount and also provided me with enough batteries for me to shoot forever. And in return, he was happy to give his former street baby into hands that will take good care of it and use it as much as possible. So in order to afford this camera, I started to at least sell 40% of the gear that I was collecting the past years, which was also a really good thing to do for me. Having my shelf cleaned out from all these different options that never got used a lot or at all anyways, really was a huge advantage for me. We gotta stop losing our creativity by having too many options in terms of gear laying around. In the past, before going out on a shoot, it almost happened to me every single time. All those questions hit me. What camera should I shoot with today? What lens should be best paired with this camera? Should I bring the telezoom and the wide angle just in case? I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys out there can relate to this kind of problem. Which, to be honest, at some days it was even enough for me to feel so overwhelmed by choice already that sometimes I didn't even end up going out at all. And instead wasting my time again with watching another YouTube video about the newest and shiny gear that I thought that I need to acquire to regain my creativity and fun in photography. Pretty ironic, right? It's called Gear Acquisition Syndrome, short for GAS, and I'm pretty sure every single person that is into photography used to suffer or still suffering from this problem. So this brings me back from my plans in terms of photography in this year 2026. I want to focus less on the gear and a whole lot more on the craft itself. And I think this already affected my photography enormously in the best way possible. And I can highly recommend this approach to everyone who is experiencing some similar issues that I was addressing in this video today. So I hope I could at least motivate some of you to sell all that unnecessary gear that you might have laying around and get your perfect everyday carry kit that inspires you the same way that my X-Pro2 everyday kit is inspiring me. Now, it doesn't have to be the X-Pro2, of course. I hope you can find something that fits exactly your needs. Just try to make sure to reduce your setup to one body and one lens only. And if you're into flash photography, it's worth picking up a tiny, small, compact flash that doesn't weigh you down a lot. So you can really make sure to bring this baby out with you every single time you leave the house. And I can assure you, if you're sticking to this approach, it will boost your creativity to the next level and will ensure that you won't lose your love for photography. If you made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you. If you like the content of this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel, because I have lots of fun video ideas and projects coming this year for you guys. And with that being said, I see you in the next one. Bye.